Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. It's Chuck here, and I had my 8-year anniversary yesterday. I didn't mention on the video, but I had a lovely time with my wife, and she is just the best person ever. So anyhow, let's get to today's list of 15 properties. The first one up is 620 Ferguson, number 14. 309 is the price on this one. I sold the same model last year in about the mid 290s, so with market appreciation, I think they're in a good spot. They got some hardwood floors here. This is one of the few 3-story townhouses that you could actually have an eat-in kitchen, which I think is a positive thing. The laundry room is just off the bathroom on the what would be considered the main floor, the second floor, because first floor is garage plus a foyer. And it looks nice. I think overall they've done this one well. It's probably the exact price I would have chosen. Good sized bedrooms, and I believe it's a little less than 1,300 square feet. There is a small, about $45 fee per month for snow removal, garbage removal, and so you almost just want to consider that as being $309. With the extra fee per month, it ends up being closer to $320 as a carrying cost if you look at how much $45 a month represents. It's about $10,000 in borrowing money. Brandon Terrace is $389. Brandon Terrace actually isn't on Google Maps, but where it is it's a little loop. It's by Roper, and it's right by the highway, so it is close, and you're probably going to hear the highway. I know people say, well, the fences are big and everything, but you still hear the highway noise. Very long and narrow. I mean, to me, this just seems like an ordinary townhouse design, and you see them all the time. It's like that typical one-bedroom condo that I'm sure that you've been in or your friends have been in, and you know what I'm talking about. So just one big room here where you basically have a living area, and then you've got your kitchen with the eat-in. That's your main floor, and I don't know why they didn't close the toilets. It's such a simple thing to do. But anyways, it's, you know, it shows reasonably well inside. I just, to me, it's just nothing different or unique compared to anything else. And the location I would consider to be slightly below average. And if you're spending that kind of money, I mean, you really want to be looking at something that's got a little flavor to it, a little something different. Connor's Landing is at 429.8. And it's a semi-detached. I can't remember the model name. I think it's about 1,800 square feet, and nice photos. Everything, a little bit of promotion here, I suppose, for whatever company that is. I didn't look it up. Yeah, it's okay. You know, it's a 3-bedroom. I'm not in love with it. I think that there's better deals to be had elsewhere. But given some of the past sales, they're probably not that far off. Yates Drive looks like a really good deal at $444.9. You're talking about a 4-bedroom, and this is almost like the new Lindsay's. So I think it's around 1,800 square feet, and you can see the kitchen there. I'm not sure what that is. That could be the family room, in which case it's probably just a kid's play area. There's your master bedroom. Neat little dormer effects. Again, little something different really goes a long way. And you've got the 36 by 80 foot lot that's kind of standard for Mattamy properties like this one. So overall, it's a good looking listing. I think they probably were looking at the one that we had listed over on the other side of Yates as a comparison. So Savaline is at $469,850, and it's about 1,600 square feet. And if you look inside, they've done even a little bit of an extra island here, some extra pantry, granite counters with the beveled edges. It's dark though. You know, nighttime shots rarely look good with houses. I think that's a finished basement. It's hard to tell. But it does say it does have a finished basement, and I think that is definitely a value push. Potentially, they've maybe cleared this out so you could do 2 cars side by side. And $469 actually seems like a pretty good price, about 1,600 square feet. Same model here on Farmstead, just closed. To me, not even comparable. You look at having to... I can't for the life of me. I know that people invest in properties and they, you know, just throw them out of the market once they're closed. But somebody is spending nearly $500,000 on a property, and the owner can't even put window coverings or appliances. I think a small investment with some of that stuff goes a really long way. And so it's a good floor plan. You know, it's got a front dining room. You've got a big family room here. And they've closed the toilet seat, which is great. Okay, so that to me is just plain, and I think the previous one has a lot more to offer if it shows well, because the photos you can't even tell. Ellis Crescent 489, and it's on a nice 117-foot deep property. It's got a finished basement, and the kitchen, not huge, right? I can see some people having some objections about the kitchen, but overall, I think it shows pretty well, and I believe that it backs onto the Bishop Redding field there. So having a bit of privacy behind, having a little bit of a neat little shed here, they could all be good things. It looks like a neat little house for what you're getting. 489. My concern would just be it's not a huge house. Giddings 489, and so we're right in the same price range. This one here is about almost 2,200 square feet, and it's linked by the foundation. So you're actually in a position where you're not technically detached, although you look like detached from the road. You always have that, it's not a stigma, but you always have that little thing hanging on to this one where you've got a shared basement foundation wall. Why do they do it? Because it's cheaper, because they only have to pour one foundation wall instead of two. That's what I assume would be the reason from the builder's perspective. Pot lights, nice looking kitchen. It looks like granite countertops. Bit of a nook, so you're not wasting one of the 4 bedrooms on an office. And then you've got a glass shower there too. So overall, I could see this one. It's on a 122.9 foot lot, which is probably about 30 feet more than what most of them are. And I think that's the difference. I think that's why this one's going to sell relatively quick, is because of the land. And we will. I hope I said that right. $499. It's it looks like a Plan 5, which is basically one big room plus a kitchen and an eat-in, and it's probably about 1,900 square feet. 4 bedrooms upstairs. It's okay to me. I think you know, they all pretty much list around there. If it's got decent finishes, I think that's a relist. I just can't remember which one it was because there was a whole bunch of them that were selling. Holdsworth is now below 500. Nice 110-foot lot here. So we're seeing some nice lot premiums on some of these listings today. So if you want an extra 20, 30 feet, there are some choices. Excuse me. This one here, wider than the one I was just mentioning on Weevil, but the same kind of ideas. You've got a kitchen with an eat-in, and then you have a big open room, and even not a lot of walls here. And they didn't do those weird-looking columns. It's just a straight drywall. You could even corner these off and make a nice little bullnose around. I think that would be a nice look for this one. Not too hard to do either. There's your kitchen with the eat-in, and you've got 3 bedrooms on this one. Now, they also have a finished basement, and I've always talked about this, is that that's enough of a premium, that's enough of a value add that I think that one of your 9 pictures should be devoted to a finished basement. Like, could you delete the staircase photo? I think so. I think that more appropriate would certainly be something relating to that basement. Anyhow, it's a good price. Looks like it's in a good place now that it's under $500,000. Cost again is at $569, $888. There's no photos on this one. It looks like it's a finished basement plus 2630 square feet of living space. You get 9-foot ceilings. So if it's half decent inside, that's a pretty good price for that amount of square footage. Next up, 385 commercial. It's at $578, and so it's down a bit on the price, and it's got a gorgeous 62 by 137 foot lot, and that's just as per the plan. You actually get use of a whole extra bunch of space right down to 16 Mile Creek on this one. It's one of the best lots, I think, in Milton. You've got a big living room here. You also have a Florida room where you could have a massive table. It'd be great for a Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, and it's got a great view overlooking the back there. Kitchen's been renovated. We're talking about full wood cabinets. We're talking about soft closed drawers, all those little things, the functional things that you'd want in a kitchen. And you've got the upstairs. Now, carpets probably need replacing. The bathroom might need a bit of updating, but it's got so much to offer with 4 bedrooms upstairs. It also has an addition just off to the side here, and that's a separate entrance down to an enclosed basement apartment, a 1-bedroom basement apartment, which I think is a great feature. You figure they're getting $875 for the basement apartment. The tenants can stay or leave. But that, we talked about carrying costs earlier, that translates into between $150,000 and $200,000 off of your mortgage. So you knock that off of this one, you're at 400,000. What do you get for 400? You can buy that, you could buy Brandon Terrace, or you could buy this beautiful old Milton property. It's directly across from a big open park and field and volleyball court, beach volleyball court. Really nice listing. I'm a big fan of this one. Donnelly is at $599, and so you've got this sort of regal, big post in the front. Coscorp, I think, built this one, and you're looking at 4 bedrooms. That's a neat look, I think, for the master bedroom. I don't know if it's a real sizzler. I don't know if it really wows me. It doesn't say how big it is too, so that would be a concern. I look at the room sizes, and I don't think it's more than about 2,600 square feet. And the last one is on Kincardine Terrace, $699.9, and so we've got what looks like a walkout basement. You've got about 3,000 square feet. You've got some hardwood on the main level. And the only thing I'd be cautious about, I don't know where it is on Kincardine because it's such a new street, but what I do know about Kincardine is there are certain areas of Kincardine where you might get a little bit of forest or something like that behind. But that area, to the best of my knowledge, is looking like it's going to be a gas station. So I don't know. I mean, you're just depending on where you are on the street, you may have some locational factors to consider. So anyways, that's the list for today. And if you want to come and meet us and talk about your plans, whether you're looking to buy a home and you want to stay safe, if you're looking at selling your home, you want to talk about unleashing one of the best marketing plans in all of the Milton real estate market, then definitely get in touch with us. And we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes. Bye for now.